Hello, hello. Welcome back to another legacy video. Now in this video, we're going to focus on tips that we're going to be doing in the CAD/CAM software. And we're going to show you how to create custom fences to orient custom, unique, organic shaped components in your CNC machine. This technique was shown in one of our recent videos, the Bar Stool Project, where we had two parts that were being cut out of the flat table, and then we needed to mount those in our vertical workstation and cut the precision joinery on the ends. But we needed a custom fence to help position and orient that part exactly to where we needed it to be. So let's show you how we create those fences from the original part right here in the Vectric software. Okay, so this is our drawing from the original part that was cut out here on the flat table. We're going to use this as a reference to create the vertical fence. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take our part and I'm going to right click and I'm going to duplicate the sheet. So duplicate, it creates a copy of that part, the drawing, the toolpath, everything, and puts it on a separate sheet, which is perfect. Now while we're at it, I will just rename that sheet and we'll call this the Vert Fence. Is what we'll call this. So this will all get replaced with a different component. So now let's take this part. I'm going to shift it off because this is where we're going to do all of our layout, is off of our drawing until we actually create the fence shape, and then we'll bring that back down here to our part. So the first thing we need to do is we need to orient this part how we want it, how we want this to be in the CNC machine. So if I want my tenon to be facing straight vertical, we need to rotate the part so it does exactly that. I'm going to draw a straight line here from the bottom of this tenon, just going straight up. So we know that we want this line to eventually line up to be perfectly vertical like this line. And so if we go measure those degrees, just go over here, we'll measure an angle from here to the center of that angle to the outer edge, and that gives us a parameter that we can use to rotate the entire blank. So we need to select the entire blank and rotate it 69.656 degrees. So if we go 69.656 degrees and push apply, this is now oriented how we want it to be in our vertical workstation for the legacy CNC system, because this is now perpendicular or parallel, however you look at it, to the cutter for this round tenon of that part. Okay, and it looks like I'm just going to shift it up just a little bit higher for us. All right, next thing we need to do is we need to bring in the drawing of the fence. That's the vertical plate that has hole patterns that we're mounting these parts to and mounting the fence to, and we're going to use that to our advantage to finish the customization of this fence. So let's import this drawing file. Now this is a drawing file that you can get off of our website. So if you go to legacywoodworking.com and you go to customer support files here on this page, you can scroll down here and you can find the Maverick Vertical Workstation DXF drawing file. Just click on download and it will download it. You will need to extract the file from the compressed zip folder that is downloaded, and it is a DXF drawing that you can now import into any CAD/CAM software you're using. In this case, we will open this up here in Aspire, and you can see it brings in this drawing file, which is the fence layout and the hole pattern. Now, before I do anything, I'm going to group all this together because these are all just individual holes representing the 1/4 20 drilled and tapped holes, as well as the 5/8 through holes where we used to put our clamps in place. So I'm going to join this, not join it, but group it together. So if I select one, it selects them all, so nothing gets shifted or misaligned over time. And I'm going to do the same thing for the leg. So if I select this vertical support here, I'm going to group that. Okay, grouping makes it so if I click on one or another object, I don't get anything confused, specifically when I'm overlapping images and drawings like this. Okay, so I get to now decide where I want to place this relative to that vertical plate. I know that my cutter is going to be approaching the material up here, and so technically at that location would work just fine. You can just eyeball it, you can nudge it with your arrow keys, whatever you'd like. You can even be really precise if you wish and go, I want the bottom of this tenon to be exactly 1 inch above the top of that aluminum plate. Well, just move it to a reference point and then guess what? Move it straight up exactly 1 inch, enter, and we have now at 1 inch clearance from the bottom of this tenon to that aluminum plate in the CNC machine. Okay, so however you want to lay that out is up to you, but once you got it situated, we are almost ready to actually start laying out the fence itself. I'll need to do one more thing. I'm going to duplicate my parts. So one part will represent the actual component that's going to go in and out of the machine. And then this one we're going to deconstruct to lay out the fence that we need for this part. So I'm going to lay out a fence here on the right side of this part, following the same curve of the component itself. So we're going to ungroup this one. We're going to delete everything we don't need pretty much. So I'm going to go to node editing, and I don't need this line. Technically that represents the bottom of the tenon. Okay, we don't need, I'm just going to delete this section here, and we'll delete the rest of the leg here on the left side. So all I have is the right side of the leg from the bottom of the tenon, right? That's the bottom of the tenon right there. So from the bottom of the tenon all the way down, and then just slightly coming back up on the back edge, right? Okay, so now that we have that to use, let's finish closing this object as a full closed vector. I'm going to do that with just the straight line tool to begin with. So we'll take this, I'm just going to bump it straight over a little bit, let's say that far, and then come down, and I'm going to kind of go around this thing a little bit. Something like that would work just fine. Okay, so again, we're just creating this unique shape, but it has the mirrored shape of the original part that we cut out, right? So now this entire component can fit up against that fence, and it's going to just join right in there, or not join, but it's going to seat right in there beautifully. Okay, that's what we're shooting for. Now, we're not done with the fence quite yet. We need to make some adjustments. The first thing we need to make is anytime there's some sharp corners, internal corners like this, the cutter can't get that, so we have to get rid of that area with the cutter. Now, you could use the fillet, if you're cooking, fillet tool, but I have too many nodes in here that are too close. It won't let me use that tool if that's the case, and so I'm just going to do this by drawing a circle by hand. I'm going to draw a circle that is slightly larger than the cutter I'm going to use to cut out this fence. I'm going to use a 3/8 cutter. So I'm going to draw a 1/2 inch diameter circle. Right? And we'll just put the bottom of that circle against the corner, that inner corner there. And now we'll just use our trim tool and we'll just trim everything away. Okay, so now when the cutter comes and machines all this material away, we have this clearance for that inner corner. And so when the part comes in again and seats itself against that fence, yeah, it just has, again, it still has a backer here that's pressing it up exactly where it needs to be, right? So that way the part can come to the exact same depth every single time, okay, because it has a stopping point in the fence. And if it seats in this curve on the right side, it goes to the same position on the X and Y as well. So this is going to be very precise and repeatable because of this custom fence that was being laid out in the vertical workstation. Now let's finish this off by matching the hole pattern that's on the vertical plate to the, let's say I'm going to cut this out of MDF, okay? So we're going to join all the vectors together, join them as one right here, join, and there we go. So now that's all joined as one entity. And let's now duplicate some hole patterns to be on this vertical fence itself. So to do that, we'll go to our circle tool and let's start with 1/4 inch holes, 0.25. And I'm just going to click on the center of these already existing 1/4 inch holes. Anywhere there are holes that go within the area of this fence. Okay, and we can just drill those out. The other type of hole I'm going to create are the through holes for the clamping fixtures. Now the clamping bodies that I'm using have a 1 inch diameter round shaft that plugs into these. And so I'm going to bore out or pocket out these holes to be 1.1 inches in diameter. So I have plenty of clearance for the clamps to slide through this MDF fence. Okay. All right. And there we have it. So if we select this and we go copy paste and bring her down here, we can now rotate this any way we wish. Let's say something like that. And looks like I'm going to have to resize my blank size to, accommodate the size of this fence. But that is the actual shape and the holes that I need to drill and pocket out so that I can position this and bolt it directly to my vertical plate on the CNC machine, and that will guarantee that my part will go into the machine the exact same way every single time, and I know that the face that I need to machine on is square and true to my cutter so that my joinery is perfect and precise. So I hope this tip comes in play for your projects and it can expand your capabilities. If you guys want to learn more about legacy CNC systems on how you can maximize your woodworking capabilities, jump on over to legacywoodworking.com. If you really want to dive into the Vectric software, this is a Spire from Vectric, which has tons of capability. It's one of our favorite software packages to use. Definitely jump on over to vectric.com and check them out. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.